All right, we are live. This is Dr. Norbert streaming to you live from London for the semifinals match here on Season 9 of the TTS League. Joining me tonight is one of the finalists from Season 9, Liam Watt, straight from Scotland. Say hello, Liam.
Evening all.
Good to have you here. Good to have you. I am going to go quickly right into the rosters because, as you know, everything is open rosters for Season 9. And we have Pat Dunford from the London Meta playing against Jacob Deaton, who hails from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I think is the place. We are looking at Jacob's roster right now. Let's take a quick look, Liam. We have Black Cat, Black Widow, that's Core Widow, Captain America Sam Wilson, Captain America Steve Rogers, Dr. Voodoo, Malekith, Luke Cage, Hulkbuster, Hulk, and Ghost Spider. Going quickly across to Pat's side, let's see if he's stuck with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And it looks like he did. Nebula, Mystique, Groot, Gamora, Angela, Rocket, Star-Lord. This is probably, Space, Reality, Thanos, Toad, and Winter Soldier. So I think it's pretty much the same. Maybe Nebula is new. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's the same one from his last week. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we've seen that one. Let me see if I can quickly see the crises that Jacob has brought along while they are still deliberating. He's got Cosmic Invasion, Riot Spark, Spider-Powered Scoundrels, Superpowered Scoundrels, Deadly Legacy Virus, Spider Infected, and Struggle for the Cube. Anything stand out to you there from these crises, considering his Avengers roster?
So yeah, you've got the Extract Jank, as it's getting known as, with obviously Virus and Steve Rogers lists, and obviously the cubes as well. Anything you can pack more than one on a person to give that extract advantage.
And why do you think he's got the Scoundrels thing? This is the one where they all have cover and in the F shape.
It is, yeah. It's quite a good one for Avengers because obviously if you're playing Hulk, Hulkbuster, and even Sam or Ghost Spider, you've got that pulls and pushes and throws to pull people off of objectives. And obviously if you know you're going against Guardians as well, you have the bonus of cover, which kind of mitigates the shooting that they're going to do.
Okay. Just telling folks on the Facebook that we're live now. ABS. Oops, seems like somebody just fell off the board, and so has to probably reload. Okay, let me put this in. Cool. All right. This is really the first time. Have you seen Jacob Deaton before? Has he qualified before? Is he relatively new now?
I've not known him get into the finals of the seasons before in TTS, but I know he's done quite well in a lot of quite large American events. I think he's obviously he's a part of the Danger Room Coliseum of training between Sploosh and Mike DeLuca and that. I think they all play games quite often with each other.
Is that so? Oh, okay. That's really interesting. All right, let's see what crisis he's got chosen. I'm not sure on the threat level just yet. So, we got Research Station. That came, that was Jacob.
That'll be Pat's.
Yeah. Pat's, you think?
That'll be Pat's, yeah.
Yeah, Pat's, yeah.
Cosmic Invasion was the secure of his.
Just taking a look, Pat did win priority 3-1, and so probably went ahead and picked his, I'm going to suggest he picked his extracts, and because he wanted, like you said, they want extracts. He's got extract jank, so maybe he was trying to pick the ones that were better for him.
Yeah, and he doesn't even get a picker threat level because it's 16 both sides.
Right, so they don't have to tell us that. Right, so Research Station, real bear for Jacob because that is a primo scenario for the Thanos Guardians list, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a favored points level for Pat. Obviously, his Groot, Rocket, Star-Lord, and Thanos is what I think he played in the last matchup as well, the round.
Yeah. Am I remembering right that he played against you as well?
He's not played against me, Pat. I've luckily avoided him.
You dodged Pat?
I dodged Pat.
Good plan. That is definitely the right plan.
It's the best plan.
Okay, cool. And so then we also have Cosmic Invasion Black Order. Gosh, this seems like the same scenario that we've seen before. This is where a map D is put down. Each vault is worth 1 VP. And then during the power phase, starting with the player who has priority. Players roll a die for each character they control within 1 of the Cosmic Vault. If the result is a crit or a wild, they gain 2 power but are pushed away from the vault short. The opposing player resolves the push. But as you know, Liam, as a KG player yourself, if you put yourself on the right spot on those secures, sometimes it doesn't even matter that you're getting pushed, because either you get stopped or you go in a direction that you want to go anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what we could probably see from Jacob. Obviously, having the Hulk access to the Hulk or Hulkbuster, they can start on the objective, and obviously you could then gain that power turn 1, and that's quite and can't be pushed because you just stop by putting people behind them is quite a common one. I think Malekith was common for that before as well.
Mm-hmm. Big shout out to Mike DeLuca. You just mentioned the Danger Room. He made this map for us tonight. Swing into action. Thank you for that, Mike. What we have here, wow. He was being very generous with the terrain. We have size 4, good old Pagani's Ale House over here. We have a size 5 bank over here. Size 3, size 2 in the middle, another size 2, size 2, size 3 van though. And the let's see, where are the tokens? So here's one vault. The top is the other vault. Oh, I guess they're underneath the evac points. Yeah. Okay. I thought they'd be a little further apart. Okay. So nasty. I think Jacob's got an uphill battle ahead of him. Do you think so?
Yeah. Well, the Thanos list is tried and tested, and it seems to dominate on Researcher as well.
Yeah, but worse is the Cosmic Vaults are also kind of in the same spots. Yikes. All right, we have the teams out. Let's take a look. Jacob has decided to take Steve Rogers, Hulkbuster. Ooh, exciting! I love Hulkbuster. And the Hulk. Ooh, going really tall. Boy, it's like a Liam roster here tonight. He's got Fallback, Avengers Assemble, Advanced R&D, Brace for Impact, Recalibration Matrix. So maybe no surprises apart from Recalibration Matrix for those tactics.
Yeah, it's a great card. You can use it normally if like a Thanos or a Rocket will spike into you and get like say 7 hits on 7 dice, and you just try and obviously mitigate some of that damage, trying to reduce it.
Okay, Pat's taken, of course, the Space Reality Thanos, as we predicted. Star-Lord, Rocket, and Groot, his favorite combo. He's got We Are Groot. He also took Recalibration Matrix. Interesting. Fallback, Escort to Safety, and Deadly Duo, but no We Are Groot this time.
Anything? He does at the top, We Are Groot.
Pardon me?
His first card was We Are
Groot.
Oh,
listen to me. I missed it altogether. So then, therefore, I think those are all pretty usual cards, except for perhaps Escort to Safety.
Yeah, Escort is quite a difficult one I find to see news on Researcher. Definitely, obviously, with the terrain in the middle of this table as well, is going to make it difficult to get those angles to pull someone back.
Yeah. So we have to, it was Jacob who chose the table edge, so he must have been happy to give Pat this alehouse to stand on. But he did give himself the size 5 terrain on his side, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Want to welcome everybody in the chat. Yes, Gil, we are still using the old crises for the season. They got changed about halfway through the elimination rounds, and so we decided to keep them here to prevent people from having too much change. But we did adopt the new Malekith changes, so those are in play. Good to have everybody here. Someone is asking about the bearded gentleman with the Braveheart accent.
I hope I've got a better accent than Mel Gibson. That's quite a diss, I'd say.
No, you don't sound like a real Scotsman. Sorry, Liam.
Yeah,
Mel Gibson from Australia is way better a Scotsman than you are, clearly.
I could put it on like a Chuk accent, but you wouldn't understand what I'm saying. I don't think Twitch does subtitles.
We need closed captioning.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up in Scotland?
Mostly in like Aberdeen area. So yeah, just local to me. I moved about quite a lot when I was younger, but just all in Scotland mostly.
Mm-hmm. And are you near Alan Gibbs' tournaments up in Stirling?
I'm not near them, but I go to most of them. There's only a couple I've missed just due to pre-arranged.
Big shout out to Alan, doing a great job up there, running live events, also putting on battle report contents on the YouTubes, and just a decent bloke.
Yes, Alan's great.
Are you coming to the York Weekender?
I got the pass from my partner, so yes, I will be there.
Yes! Score! Welcome to the Weekender Watch. This is February 10th through 12th. There's a few tickets left. They've been selling out quite quickly now. February 10th through 12th, where we're there in a kind of a facility that's all of ours, that we stay there, we sleep there, eat there, and play there nonstop for 2.5 days for a very reasonable price in the beautiful city of York. So I recommend you come to it if you can. It's on Facebook, or as if you look up MCP Weekender, or else you could just message me and I'll tell you all about it. So Liam, you are one of the masters. You and Big Blake, I consider the tall list masters. How confident do you feel about this particular list that he's put together? I mean, Hulkbuster's very spicy.
Yeah, I like the list. It's very hard going into Thanos, just with obviously the movement shenanigans he can give you.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, it's just a very difficult matchup. But you have access to Avengers Assemble. There's displacement in your own team. There's quite a lot of displacement, like I said earlier, in Jacob's list. We'll hopefully see if he can push through.
The
a win.
one thing Jacob has going for him is he's got less characters than Pat, and so we'll retain
So he's gonna
priority,
have
eh?
tie-in to turn two. Yeah, that could be a great benefit if you can take advantage of that priority. I suppose it matters also who gets this researcher this turn one. Obviously, then Pat going last means that Thanos gets to go last, and you just get to move the world as he often does.
Right. So we've seen Pat go first by putting Rocket, interestingly, quite dangerously up front there. Maybe it's within range of Groot's bodyguard, so maybe it's okay. I'm not sure. Steve has a tick. I didn't see Steve doing terribly much.
He just moved up a little. I think, like you say, stay behind your back point so that you can't be pulled in by Thanos, because you
Right.
want to keep that bodyguard alive.
Got it.
And the Steve leadership alive, to be fair.
Okay. Star-Lord then decided to go to the top Cosmic Vault. These are not pay-to-flips or anything, so he just needs to sit there if he wants to get the points for it. And we are back to Jacob. Whilst Jacob is thinking about this, I did want to salute everybody and welcome everybody to the chat. Also, wish you all a Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Happy Hanukkah as well. That's going on now. And Liam, I'm enjoying the fruits of your country with a lovely whiskey from Scotland. Tell me, how do Scots people feel about whiskey? Is it like something that you have a lot of pride in, or is it just something that's there? Like, what's the?
It's yeah, it's good. Like again, like you say, if you're in a dram with friends, sort of thing, it's more like I say a sociable drink than sit on your lonesome drink. But yeah, no, it's definitely it's a good. Normally, the shortbread is the big one that we all like to.
Oh, shortbread cookies. Yeah.
That we're
Biscuits.
proud of.
So
but
it is a matter of national
well.
pride. It isn't something that you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I think it's actually quite a big funder of obviously Scottish money as well. To be fair, is the whiskey.
That's a good question. I wonder because you also supply us with natural gas, and I wonder what percentage of the economy is whiskey versus natural gas. If somebody can look that up, who's watching now, it'd be great to hear what kind of contribution does whiskey make to the economy compared to natural gas, which I'm sure is quite high. But the other thing I want to ask you is, do you think that native Scots in Scotland drink whiskey more regularly, Scotch whiskey more regularly than English people?
That'd be a hard one. Probably just due to the amount of pubs there is in England compared to Scotland would be. They would probably drink more of it, but it's obviously there's different drinks for different parts of Scotland as well. Like obviously Buckfast, if you've ever heard what that is, that's quite a.
No.
I'll have to get you a bottle then when we're in York.
Whoa, okay.
It's a very particular flavour for a lot of people if they've ever had Buckfast or Bucky, as it's also known. You normally get that in Glasgow. You'll get it in like a brown paper bag and you'll be drinking it on the streets. Is the common.
Oh my goodness, you're selling it to me. I'm totally digging this. I have never heard of that, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really appreciate it if you'd bring me some, and if I can bring you something, you let me know if you have a particular wish. Okay, to catch people up, Pat moved Groot forward. Groot went and did 2 attacks. The first one did into Hulkbuster. First one didn't do anything. The second one did a bit. He did 2 hit points, but that's perfect for him because he got the power that he needed to put Root up on a Hulkbuster.
Yeah, that's very good to get onto him because obviously that makes his damage reduction ability cost 2 instead of 1. So you can obviously start. Well, it goes back down to 1. No, because you pay up front for Root. Yeah, so yeah, it makes it just cost 2 now instead of 1, which is power burn.
Hard because that's this is the thing. I played Hulkbuster quite a bit with Midnight Suns, and I found that damage reduction ability really a nuisance because of the fact that you have to decide to do it before you see the
Up
rolls.
front, yeah.
It's he's not that tanky that I think it could have worked the other way around, but hey ho. Anyhow, Hulk's decided to move up. He's sitting up on the researcher. I'm gonna guess that Hulkbuster is also within 1 of that researcher. So now it's. Yep, there it is. Hello.
Yeah.
So now Thanos is. I guess they're checking to see if there's any room for somebody to sit underneath it, or as Hulk. Hulk's just completely squatted on this researcher. So Pat's moved Thanos up. He's done 1 movement. He's got 1 action left, but of course he's got all those gems as well.
Yeah, he's space gemmed for that's the first move. He's 2 actions left. But yeah, you're probably looking at like you say, you'd probably look at moving once, punch one of them off. Hopefully, whichever one, and then or if you get enough power, you can then displace both of them off the objective.
Right, right, because there are being size 4, both of them. Thanos don't care.
No, the size restricted Froni's attack is really good as well.
Oh yes, I saw a clip on YouTube from the film where when Hulk was running up to punch Thanos, and Thanos just does like a side cut and just whacks Hulk and knocks him unconscious. Let's see if that happens here today. All right, so
he's going into Hulkbuster.
He's going to Hulkbuster, yeah. He's the softer target, I imagine.
That's a good roll from Pat. And quite a good block from Jacob.
Yeah. Two crits. Let's see if they roll into anything. Sadly not.
Sadly not.
That is 5.
Pat's 1 did because he's got a reality as well, so that's 6 so far.
Oh gosh, yes, you're right, Liam. Thank you.
So that's 6 to 2.
Reduced
by 1.
Reduced by 1, yeah. So he's on 5 hit points. He did 5 out of 13 so far, but most importantly, got the wild, which is exactly what he was looking for. And off Hulkbuster goes into the bank. Well, how cinematic is that? Hulkbuster getting punched by Thanos, and this huge robot thing goes crashing into the bank. Boom.
I'm just trying to remember.
Oof.
I thought it stopped him. Does it just stop him getting pushed? Hulkbuster is too dangerous to ignore.
Oh, let's take a look. Let's see. Where's the card? Is it this one?
Cannot be pushed, yeah, as a result. There we go.
Which one is this?
Take it. It's the built to take it.
Right.
The second bottom.
Reduce the amount of damage dealt by attack by 1. Can't be pushed as a result of the special rules during the attack. So you're saying what's happened? Why was he able to?
Yeah, because obviously he threw him with a wild. It was just to make
it's a throw rather than a push. Yeah. Right. And then he added insult to injury by using the cosmic portals to move Hulkbuster even further up onto that bank, which is also kind of cinematic because now he's up there. And then he had that. So this is classic Thanos. He gets 1 good hit, it fuels him up with power, and then he just does all his damn cosmic portals. Liam, with Malekith changing and also the new crises come into play, do you think the 8 Thanos is going to be resurgent in the meta?
I think in the certain right factions, yes. I don't think he's as good as previous edition. Remember where season 7 and 8, where he was splashed in a lot of lists just because he could be. And a lot of people then just took Thanos to deal with Thanos, which was obviously the easy play to try and deal with him. Obviously now he's restricted as well on stones, obviously the ones Pat's taken, so he doesn't get access to restricted cards. But when you're playing a faction that's got really good tactics cards on their own, you don't need those restricted slots, I find. Definitely with, again, the Magneto list as well, that's that I obviously played. That still, I would every day of the week would still play no restricted slots and just take the Thanos because he's such a hard thing to deal with. Reality space.
Right on. Okay.
Uh,
So what's happened is Steve gave Jacob 1 point from the right side cosmic portal. Pat got 2. He got a rocket doing the one on the left, and he's got Store Award doing the one on the top. But then he also got 2 points for the researcher. So it's 4-1, and Pat's now moving the researcher towards Jacob's evacuation point.
Yep.
Oh, we've got a response. Thank you, Peter Baum, for this OpenAI response for you. Scotland's whiskey and natural gas industries are both important contributors to the economy. In 2019, the whiskey industry contributed around $6.6 billion to the Scottish economy and employed 11,000 people, while the natural gas industry produced about 1.7 billion cubic meters of natural gas and supported many. It doesn't really say. It is difficult to say which industry contributes more to the economy, as they both play important roles in different ways. So I would say that's a tie, is my reading of that. What do you think?
Yeah, probably. I think obviously the gas is more source, but then is that just going back into the market as well, is it? Because it goes at market volume price as well, is it? And that's not controlled by. If Scotland can just target what the price was, then you'd be fine.
Yeah. Well, think about it. It's so synergistic, though, because you can't make whiskey without energy consumption, right? It probably uses quite a bit of energy. So there's the natural gas in play. Whiskey fuels the people working in those factories, right? So it's kind of, circular in that sense.
As long as they're not drinking at work, that sounds definitely like a dangerous.
It's just to keep them happy, so they can go to work. I did hear, though, Liam, I think peat is still sourced within Scotland, but unfortunately, I don't think you guys can grow enough barley. And so you must source them from England now, of all things, places. So, So maybe there is a reason that the union still exists. I don't know. Maybe that's the core important reason.
That's a very weird conversation to go into. The union. The union is such a hot topic for some people.
All right, I'm gonna belay that question and just continue to enjoy this lovely national drink.
Fruits of Scottish labour.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, Gil. So let's see what's happened here. It looks like Hulkbuster decided to move forward with one activation and now is attacking Thanos. Now, sorry.
Actually, Avengers Assembled.
Did he? Even better. I see a card. Thank you. Ooh, fantastic hit. Fantastic hit by Hulkbuster. 2 crits, 5 hits so far. Rolls into 1 more. 6 into... Oh, good save, though. 2 saves. Plus the damage reduction goes to 3, right?
Yeah.
Still, for Thanos, that's fantastic.
I think that's also a Mach Punch, which means that Thanos doesn't gain power from it as well, which is...
A Meteor Punch, is it?
A Meteor Punch, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Mach Punch, that's Black Bolt Spender, is it?
Vodka Blitz asked if they rolled for Cosmic Portals, and I don't
Doesn't look like they have.
Yeah. Is Wargaming Dad on the case?
Always one of those difficult things to remember those.
Yes, I do the same because you're so excited about the game and everything, and that there's no real thing, so that needs to happen. But we'll get Wargaming Dad in there, hopefully, to sort it out. Right, so that was a fantastic hit plus a push, and he's decided to move again, so he's within 1 of the researcher. Vodka Blitz mentioning how easy it is to forget. I agree, my friend. They did
streamline the missions. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, can't wait for season 10 of the TTS leagues next year. We, by the way, the survey is closed. Hulkbuster going in for another attack into Thanos. He must have done a hit and run. Whoa! 4 crits, including a hit. Ooh. And those crits roll into, wow, more hits.
There we go.
Woo!
Blocking 2 reduced by, so it's 4 into Thanos.
Wow.
If it is Thanos that's been hit. I think it's Thanos that's been hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Thanos.
Yeah.
Damn. Whew. Pat had some crazy spikes. I don't know if you watched the last match, Liam, but...
I did. Yeah, that was some
Yeah.
those rolls were just insane.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you get when you sacrifice properly to the dice gods.
That's it. I want to know who he's sacrificing to. I want to know who his witch doctor is because I need to
I
get
need some of
onto it.
that too. I know.
Yeah, give me some of that juju, you know.
I, I asked him. He was mentioning something about sheep. Um, but I think Jacob, he's out in Iowa, and I think Iowa has a lot of cows, if I'm not mistaken. And so he may have just done like the fatted calf to the
Yeah, just
gods.
butcher.
That
Yeah,
is the most desirable of all sacrifices, as we all know, right, Liam?
yeah.
So there's a lot of hand waving going on. So there must be some exciting conversations going on about this hit.
I think
Thanos has. I don't think he's actually taken the damage yet because he's still on
I
3 out of
think
8.
he's thinking if he wants to maybe fall back
Mm,
or
mm.
recall it because
Oh,
recalling obviously would.
recal. Ooh, that would be an interesting call.
But there is 9 what is there? Yeah, 9 dice there that could go back into you, and then you could block none and
Yep.
be
He's,
one shot.
so like we said, he's done 7, saving 2.
Yeah, he's
He's
recalled
doing
it.
it. He's doing it. What do you think? Is a good call, Liam? Would you be pulling this card?
Probably, yeah. Because if you play on average dice, Deaton then does 4, which is
Right. He's rolled
pretty
into
outrageous.
4 instead of what
And
was it, 7?
then Plat's block 2 reduced by 1 takes 1. That's a big difference.
Huge. Huge.
Uh,
Recalibration Matrix is one of those kick in the nuts cards, right? Because you're so excited, you rolled, you spiked, you did it, especially into
yeah.
Thanos, and then the goddamn recalibration matrix comes out, and you're like,
Con training, that's another one that I don't see enough of.
mm.
So that just rolls your attack or defense rather than both sides.
Wargaming Dad on the case. What a fantastic accuser, Wargaming Dad, and also TO for the TTS leagues. He said he's told them to remind them about it. They both decided it was a little late, and so they said they just failed the rolls, and so are moving on. But it's good to have reminded them so that hopefully it doesn't happen again. Everyone thinks that's very reasonable. This is fantastic. This is what you want. I use TO'd in real live events a lot. And you always try to go by the rules. You try to make the most fair rule thing. And it's when you walk away from a table with either the players both being satisfied or both being dissatisfied, you've generally done a good job as the TO.
It's hard, not an easy job.
No.
Thankless task as well, unfortunately, as it's known.
I have to say, at least in the War Machine and Hordes community, and also MCP, people have been very polite to me, always thank me for stuff, often bring me alcoholic beverages from their countries, which I super appreciated. So I've never felt it to be much of a labor. It's been a joy just dealing with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think, like you say, the MCP community is very lovely. Even at the events that I've done last year, I've never had a problem. Again, I've never had a problem in a game yet. Obviously, touching wood. You know what I mean? You don't want to.
No.
Again, nothing. It's not a nice feeling on any player's part. Yeah, they don't want to be the person that causes the scene, or also the person that forced the scene to happen.
Agreed. Right. So Thanos seems to have gone and moved Steve away, so probably outside of bodyguard range, and now is probably beating up Hulkbuster, eh?
That's it. He's returning that fist.
Yeah, let's see who's. This is a real one-on-one battle. Oof, God! Don't forget the skull's a crit. So that's 3 crits. Yeah. Oh God.
It's 4 plus the throw.
Oh.
He's also you can win it as well.
6 hits into 1 save. Ooh, Jacob is taking it. I would have thought he'd be pulling his recalibration matrix card out now.
It's such a hard one to call.
Gil, he's already used Avengers Assemble. He used it at the top of the turn last time to get Hulkbuster back into play.
Here he is. The next attack.
What did Hulk do, though? Because I see a tick mark on him.
I think that's made by accident. Because obviously it's only one model that's went.
Oh, okay. I would have thought that. Yeah. Okay. So Hulkbuster gets thrown into that car.
Right
So
on one.
yeah, he'll take 1 more point. You're right. He's on. This is
braces that, I suppose.
Pat is just going for blood on the Hulkbuster. Because he's the more vulnerable of the two, isn't he?
Yeah. Unless this is why, unlike Pat, I play Lovable Misfits. I like that turn that you can just force 5 attacks into Hulk. Because if you can't take him on one turn, if you leave him with 10 power, he is a monster.
He's a menace.
To fight you back. And he's just obviously now wasting Jacob's action economy, now having to run back to the middle because the Researcher is still so much points currently in the game.
Chewy is welcome. Chewy, so nice to see somebody from the Danger Room here. Fantastic to have you. Chewy, we decided in the finals, because the crises changed about halfway through the finals, we didn't want to kind of ruin the momentum that all the finalists had in the game. So we've accepted the Malekith changes, but we have kept the old crises. So that's what you're seeing here today, old crises, if that was your question. Right. So Thanos has decided to move Hulk even further into Africa. And he's also moving Groot right up against Hulkbuster. I'm presuming still within bodyguard range of Rocket.
It looks to be a shy out, I think.
It might be, yeah. Might be. And he's playing We Are Groot. And so that's healing up both Groot and Thanos. Oh, what a kick in the nuts. Oh, man.
He's too far out now for Rocket. So he could come forward, put a shot into Rocket, and then try Ricochet, I suppose. But I think he's just... You know he's in?
Oh, God. That's not good. Steve moves up. He's within range 4 of Rocket. Rocket is outside of bodyguard range, as it turns out. A very unusual lapse of judgment from Pat. He's usually extremely good about seeing all the different angles when he moves things. So I'm not sure if that was just a overlook or he had, oh, God, good hit from
these shields,
Steve. Man, you're so right, Liam, right?
They just spike every time.
Yes. So that is 5 hits into 3 saves, though. Go Rocket, plus cover.
Oh, you don't get covered against shields even more.
Oh, you don't get cover. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So that's 3 against 5, so he's taken 2. He's got 1 left. So and now he's ricocheting into Thanos, yep.
Again, nice roll.
Wow. Who says Steve is kind of a dead model?
That's 3 damage into him. Like, if that We Are Groot wasn't there, that's him.
Down, right? Look at that. That is another 5 hits into effectively 2 saves on Thanos. Amazing. Amazing. Jacob's thrown over advanced R&D.
Yep, so he's given a power to Hulk and Hulkbuster, from what I can see. But yeah, I think... hopefully he notices that Hulk hasn't activated.
Yeah, I don't know if Wargaming Dad wants to jump in there. Mention that. I think, considering how Hulk's in Africa, probably might be obvious to the players, but I don't know. Although Hulk is now in Africa, but he is also, might be within one of the cosmic vaults, but I don't think it makes sense to leave him.
I think he's just out, yeah. I think he's just out.
Okay, Rocket is going to try to finish off Hulkbuster. Rocket is a very pissed off raccoon right now. Yeah, correct, Chewie. Hulk isn't activated. There's some sort of error with the tick marks there. He is not activated yet.
Death's decreed, and Steve is taking the shot.
Nice. But not a good hit. Not a good hit. 3, including a wild.
Yeah, 2 blocks so far. I think he's winging it as well.
Yeah, he's going to do the winging it now. Didn't do anything. No, 1 hit into Steve.
He does have the power for a spender. I wonder if he'll...
Does it make sense to take out Hulkbuster? Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Hulkbuster now.
Well, the spender has the splash damage as well, which I think he's spent for, which does the 1 damage to everyone, and just ticking away on that Hulkbuster's health as you can. That's probably the...
All right, big roll now. See if Hulkbuster goes down. Nice. That's 5 hits and a crit. Crit rolls into nothing. That's 5 into just 1 save. 4. Oh, it went into Steve. Sorry. Somehow
I bodyguarded it again.
Oh, bodyguard, of course.
and then he's got the push trigger.
But who gets pushed? Surely it's Steve, right?
Hulkbuster. No, the Hardron Enforcer pulls everyone into you.
Oh! It's different from a just like the target gets pushed. It's a
Yeah.
gotcha. Right. So Steve is the target, and so everyone's going to move around Steve. Is that right?
Yeah.
Got it.
But obviously, because of the way the away works in this game, you can kind of sometimes angle it. You get past yourself, or
Super exciting game so far. This has just been rocking MCP right now.
it has been. It's one of those games. So when the researcher's in, it's always going to be violence, isn't it? It just screams violence into the game.
Choose violence. Love it.
Always choose violence. If you can put someone's teeth to the curb, you go for it.
Curb stomping is a thing. Yeah. Liam, when you play Age of Sigmar, what's your preferred faction?
Good question. I've played quite a few of them, obviously, because I've played in a part of like team events and that for it. So before, when I first jumped in, it was Stormcasts because they were the craziest stuff at the beginning of the game, where they could banner in and do a heaps of mortal wounds. But I enjoyed like some janky lists, like there was formations back in like AOS 2 and that, where you could take a certain number of unit models less than what the full unit size was, and you got a bonus.
Oh.
And there was a Tzeentch one that was fantastic, where it gave all your heroes spells. And then if you were an odd number of 9, you just got like a 5-up ignore all damage on every unit in your army. Obviously, your units already had a 5-up ignore, so you just got 5-up ignore, 5-up ignore.
So basically violence is what you're saying.
So violence, yeah. You just grinded hard.
I think Jacob has passed the turn back to Pat, I think.
Yeah.
And Pat is looking to activate Groot, seems like.
You'd probably want to leave Hulk as like last activation, so you can obviously just jump up to that point and hopefully score the researcher. Probably, like you say, throw Groot into Thanos or something just to try and beat some damage through.
All right, want to thank the chat again. Vakablitz mentioning that Hulkbuster took splash damage and went from 11 hit points to 12. So he's got 1 left. Thank you, Vakablitz. And look at this. Where's Groot going? Looking to contest the researcher, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oop. Or maybe not. There's the researcher. Oops. All right, they're just trying to put a token down, or sorry, tool down to make sure that Groot is actually contesting that.
Yeah.
That researcher. What are your tips for running a tall list in general? You know, not specific to the characters. You know, what's the? Because I find it very difficult because you have to make, you only have a certain number of actions, and so each one of them has to be superbly efficient.
Yeah, you often, I find with most of your actions, you want to remove actions from your opponent. So you're either staggering them, throwing them away further from objectives. It was a lot easier when single extracts existed, because either if someone big picked it up, they have to then target that person, which is fine, because that means your other really killy pieces aren't going to be targeted for long. This new extracts will be interesting to see if it can still play the same. I think it can. But like you say, yeah, removing models is often what I did. Like with mags, you would asteroid them, and I would often try and go for someone's leader early on, because a lot of people build their list around their leader. Definitely like Steve. Steve's a perfect example.
Yeah,
people
Sam.
build their list and Sam, they use that leadership as much as possible. If you can get rid of that first activation of turn 2, sometimes they're just scuppered because they've lost so much of their economy in their list. The same with, if I was playing against Pat, I would try and get rid of Groot, because if you get rid of Groot before he can play these 2 of these tactics cards, he's lost 2 tactics cards. If you can get Groot down turn 1 and you have Prio for turn 2, you just get rid of him before he even gets to We Are Groot or Deadly Duo.
So listen, why do you think Pat hasn't taken out Hulkbuster? Is there some strategy going on as far as the next turn?
I think he's he still has Star-Lord to go. So obviously Hulk has to go here. This means that Star-Lord can't be targeted by Hulk, which is probably, again, you want to keep your leadership around because, again, that leadership makes the other pieces in your team more efficient. So I think he's maybe looking here, can he get to the point and also punch Thanos? He can't. So he's maybe going to look at punching Groot or maybe throw Groot. But that means it's Hulkbuster and Hulk, which is 2 models healthy on that objective over.
Sorry to interrupt. Ooh, Hulk did a really lousy hit. 2 hits.
Fisting.
Pardon me?
Pillow fisting. He's just.
Well, he's probably winded from having to run all that way from the Africa back into the. But he did manage to get the.
He's spent a power to throw him.
I see. Okay, got it. Which is exactly what you said he should do. So interesting. Yeah. Right. So now Pat's back onto Star-Lord. Star-Lord looking to take out Hulkbuster. 1 hit point left.
I'm not sure he's within 4. I can't obviously see at this angle the same.
Yeah, same.
But if he's in 4, you could always hit and run. Like what? Which he hasn't done. But if you hit and run, you could then double move up to the objective. He's maybe just going to give him the researcher this turn. It's maybe not worth the. But this is what often I say, like when you go into Hulk, you kind of want to start doing damage to him on turn 2. Because obviously Pat's got a very aggressive list anyway, so he can actually do damage. But if Hulk can, in most missions, stay at the opposite side of the table from half your team, you've got maybe 1 or 2 models that actually get to fight him, which means you're probably not going to...
Fantastic hit on Star-Lord. 5 hits. Sorry, 4 hits with 2 crits. Crits roll into another hit, so that's 5 altogether. 1 save. And that takes Hulkbuster down. Yeah, Chewy. Pat has a very good shaman who recommends the correct sacrifices to the dice gods. We've seen it last week. We're seeing it again here today. Jacob did sacrifice a calf because he's been rolling pretty good, but, you know, the dice gods are fickle. Especially with MCP dice. They
like
this is their plaything. MCP dice.
But you always remember bad dice.
Sure.
Like you always will. It'll it'll curse you always. Like, I've got to do 1 damage. I'm 8 dice to your 3, and you're not going to do it. You just know what happens.
Jacob still has your recalibration matrix though online. Brace for impact and fallback. So interesting cards still to go. Star-Lord took out Hulkbuster, decided to use the second activation action to move closer, but still within 1. So Pat scores another, 2 points. He's at 6. And Jacob this time only in quotes, scores the researcher. So he's at 6-3. 6-3.
We could see a dazed Thanos here, so because obviously Jacob's still got Prio. We're away to obviously see the little Iron Man come out of Big Iron Man.
Yes, that's what's happening now. So for people who are new to Hulkbuster, when he flips, he actually just turns into a kind of like a little Iron Man, but it's healthy. That's the important thing. It's in a healthy model, not very strong. If by some miracle it gets, is it 10 power or is it only 8?
Power, yeah. So it's 9. It's 9 for him.
Oh, for Steve.
For Steve, yeah.
Yeah. So Steve reduces it from 10 down to 9. He can actually use that superpower and come back as the full Hulkbuster again, which is bananas. But I've never seen it happen. Have you, Leon?
I've seen it once happen.
Have you? My God.
I have seen it
is that up in Stirling? What goes on up in Scotland, man? That is
just... like I say, a dice, man. Like you say, you try and hit him so much times and he just survives.
Yeah. Now Chewie
he also has quite a good rapid fire attack because it does push.
Yeah, that's right. If you could keep him safe, he's actually effective. He can do things, but he's just flimsy. Chewie's been to a lot of live events. He's big on the scene, but he's never seen Iron Man turn it back into Hulkbuster. So Chewie, that just means you need to get out to more events, dude.
It's like those players that are able to get the Kraven's card to work to kill Spider-Man and turn into Spider-Man. It's one of those bingo cards that you need.
Okay, they're doing the cosmic portals. I think Star-Lord survived. Rocket got the push, and he'll get 2 power. Hey, Finger Guns, what's happening, my friend? Man, we're getting all the fancy podcasters on the show tonight. Must be because of how lovely I am, obviously. And you, Liam. They all wanted to see. They wanted to hear what a real Scotsman sounds like. They didn't want none of this.
No Mel Gibson's.
No Mel Gibson's accent. I've poured myself another dram. So just if anybody's keeping track, I hope everybody else has a nice beverage tonight. It is a Tuesday, but nonetheless, it's Christmas week, sort of. It's a run on to Christmas.
It is, yeah. Is that you finished then for the holidays, or have you got?
I have one more day tomorrow. Working tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Finger Gums. He's American, so he can't drink during the week. It's against the rules. Gil's having Thai food and elderflower soda. Okay. I do like Thai food. Right. Is this the researcher? So the researcher got moved a little bit back towards the center.
Yep.
And it looks like Gamma
Oh.
leaping right into Thanos. Jacob does not like Thanos. But this is what you have to do, right? You need to focus fire on Thanos if that's your
If
plan.
you can flip him, he's a different character. Like, losing the cosmic portal is so big.
Big hit. 5 hits, including 1 crit.
Oof.
Ooh, that rolls into another one. That's 6 hits into only
One. So
3 saves. 4
3 saves.
3 saves with a reduction. Yeah.
So it's 3 damage.
3 damage. Ooh, that takes him to 8, but he's doing the winging in it. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Oh,
Nothing.
the winging doesn't save him.
No, Liam. The game has changed. The game has changed.
Game is fickle. These dice, tell you.
Man, Jacob must be flying high right now. God damn, is that a big swing?
And he's probably gonna take out Rocket now.
Because where's Groot? Groot's in Africa again as well. Like, sure enough. Oh no, Patrick must be sweating bricks right now. This is
Trash Panda didn't deserve this.
little known fact. Raccoons don't exist in Europe. I found out when I came here in this country.
No, we have foxes.
Yeah, foxes. That's right. Are they in Scotland? Do they run around?
Yeah, we get quite a lot of them in Scotland.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was staying at a friend's house, and he's just outside of Glasgow.
Right.
And this fox all night on the street just barking.
Yeah.
All night for its family, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yes.
I think I got like an hour's sleep that night. That was just.
I lived through that when I moved to England first year, maybe the second year. Can't remember. There was a female fox in heat doing the same thing you're just talking about, just outside our window. And I had no idea what was going on. I thought she was caught in a trap or broke her leg or something. I had no idea that this is like what they do.
I definitely would approach.
It was horrific. And then what tipped me off is I kept seeing all these snarky male foxes kind of roaming around on the walls trying to get to her. And I was like, what's going on here? Yeah.
So Star-Lord's going now. It looks like he's doing an attack into
Steve.
Steve?
Yeah.
Or he's maybe thinking about it.
Now, did Steve flip?
He did, yeah.
I can't see the color.
So, yeah, Steve's injured. He's on 6 health now.
Right. So Hulk's done. He's took out Thanos and Rocket, big. So that leaves Star-Lord and Groot, who's nowhere. Not good. Iron Man and Steve are flipped. Hulk is fine. Big turn, Chewie says. See, Chewie, this is what you tune in for to my channel. The big turns. Where have you been, Chewie? I hope you've been well. You're usually streaming. I haven't seen you streaming too much. I hope you're just getting ready for Christmas.
He just had his holidays event. It was pretty good to watch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they did a holiday tournament, did they?
Yeah. It was a Weapon X, I think he did. And he did a raffle, which was really good.
Oh, nice. Chewie giving away stuff. He's like Santa Claus. He's He's like Santa Claus for MCP. Look, at Vodka Blitz was involved. Apparently it was super nice. Good. Yeah. Chewie, I think you'd make a good Santa Claus. You got the beard for it. Right, Pat thinking big on this turn. Pat needs to do this properly.
Yeah, he needs this researcher not to score again, I think. Because he needs to keep that lead, because otherwise he'll be... Because Steve will be there to protect Hulk. So that's bodyguarded. Obviously, he can't cosmic portal now either, so Steve will be taking those attacks from Thanos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's 2 points is one thing, but it's also moving the researcher closer to the Pat's evacuation point. That's probably even more damaging.
Can't remember if Little Iron Man's push, if it's limited to height 2, or if it's any height he can...
Let's see.
Size he can push away.
Here we are.
They just get pushed. It's just the same as normal Iron Man.
Oof. Any size push.
That's automatic. So that's just an auto displacement on, and he has hit and run.
Right. So, Groot's moved into the action, contesting the researcher. So far, nobody owns it then?
Nope, it's a draw.
It's a draw?
But Little Iron Man is healthy as well.
Yes, exactly. Chewie's made a Christmas wish, his wish to see Hulkbuster return on the table tonight. All right, Chewie, we'll see if we can make this happen. We'll see if Santa's elves can cobble together another Hulkbuster suit.
Jacob also now, like you say, holding on to that recal could be really big on this next Thanos turn, because if Thanos isn't able to do anything with his activation, it could put the nail in the coffin, of pushing that researcher further in. Because if you do very little damage, like I says, to Hulk, he becomes very hard to deal with.
Jacob taking his time here with this important activation.
It's a critical turn, I think, for him, because he's losing prio as well, so he's going to have as much in place as he wants.
Yeah, goddamn Steve going to be bodyguarding all day long. And he's on his flip side, which means he does it even better.
I think he's doing a spender.
Did he just spend some power?
He did, yeah.
So it looks like
one shield.
Okay. Into
and I think you throw
Groot?
any direction with that, yeah. So I think you could throw him off the point.
Oh my god, he spiked real hard. Man, he certainly called...
nicer.
Oh god, that is 5 hits.
4 damage going through, and then you can throw him through any direction. So yeah, throws him off the point as well.
Good God, Steve has been MVP tonight.
And we could also see then Iron Man just double rapid fire into him to finish him off. 4 dice energy is pretty good into 2 energy defense. And
yes.
That means that will be onto everyone injured bar Star-Lord.
Good God. What a wacky game. Players are...
no for Rocket.
Beg pardon?
Still, he kept him out of 2 of Rocket there as well, so there's no bodyguard for him.
Yep. Jacob showing real good facility with the game, with these moves. Really nice to see. Not sure what meta he belongs to out in Iowa, where he goes, but maybe we can ask him in the interview, post-game interview.
Mm-hmm.
Pat checking out where Iron Man can shoot. He has only Star-Lord left. Yeah.
And does he stay there to keep the 1 point?
Mm-hmm.
Or does he come and join for the researcher?
He could go after Steve. He's in range.
He is in range, but Steve's on what he'll be on if he wants 6 dice counting blanks. Is very hard to get through. He just spends for his shield.
People are claiming that Chewie is a cooler for Thanos. You ever have a cooler, Liam? You have some guy who turns up and stands next to your game and radiates negative energy on your dice? Has that happened to you?
No, I don't think so.
Really? My goodness. Yeah. It happened to me. It happens to me often.
There's certain people I've played before that don't like you touching their dice, which is always a hilarious thing to try and
That's
make them
because
sweat.
it's like in American baseball, because they put a little bit of tar on their fingers or something, you know, and so when they touch the dice, they're gonna mess the rolling factor up. Put the bad mojo into your dice.
There's encouragement of sometimes sharing dice, obviously, to stop
No.
weighted dice be a thing as well, which is always hilarious.
Uh,
Who's oven their dice nowadays? You know,
well, you
it's
microwave the
lot.
dice. Surely
Yeah,
that's like a standard procedure, isn't it?
that's it. So I did straight to all my dice when I got them. I don't try and put my laptop in the microwave so it doesn't make TTS dice go any better.
No, that's a real problem. Star-Lord, go and get to Steve.
Pardon, Steve.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
horrible attack.
4.
4 skulls. That's just insulting.
And
Looks like he's spending.
Spender.
Yeah, spender into Steve. He hasn't spent his winging it token yet, so let's see if it happens now.
And that's Steve spent all his power as well to go up to 6 dice.
What a colossal attack here. Oh God, another only 3 hits.
That's 6 blocks for. Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Oh, Steve's having none of it tonight.
I suppose you just want the wilds here now to try and put more conditions on him. No, he just gets the 1 condition. What he'll go for. Bleed, maybe.
Oh my God.
Damage.
That's America's ass. That's right, Lucas.
Yeah, that'll do it.
He got stunned anyway. That's something. Yeah. Oh dear.
Stun's really big on Steve.
Say again?
Stuns are quite a good one to get on Steve, just to see. There we go, into Groot.
This is Iron Man into Groot. Iron Man is rolling. Hasn't rolled anything yet, seems like. I heard dice rolling, but the little.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hand waving again.
Yeah, we're a fly on the wall with no ears.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice that they've been doing the tabs. That's a professional TTS player using the tabs to help us follow along. That's fantastic. Thank you to the players for remembering that. But then there's hand waving incidents that still happen, and so we have to just guess. You know, Liam, I heard somebody say, actually, it was in the survey results. I got distracted. So the survey is closed. Thank you, everybody who filled it out. Fantastic results. Really high number of respondents. We were analyzing the results as TOs just now, and we will have a stream about it. So we can tell people what the results were and also what we're going to do as a result of the feedback. So that is coming. But one of the items was, one of the open feedback items said that MCP can't be taken seriously as a competitive game because of the dice. I don't know.
Isn't that any dice game?
Well, I mean, War Machine worked off of a bell curve, so it's probably the most fair, but still had dice as a factor. Do you follow what I mean?
Yeah, I think I have no knowledge of War Machine or Horde sort of thing. It's not a game I've ever played, but I think that's a difference for as well in this game, where if you play Control and play no dice games, we've watched those happen, obviously over this last few seasons, where like I said, the Legacy Virus plays where you just don't attack and you just pick up viruses and collect them. Is a thing. It's very hard to say that a game with dice. Again, that's when folks say competitive sports are fair, but technically, still, whoever's spent the most money has the better team. Isn't that how it works? Whoever's got the bigger fund can have the better players. Isn't that how?
Yeah. So Iron Man moved up. First attack didn't do anything. Second attack, though, did a lot. But why did he get moved twice?
Because it's a rapid fire. The push is auto, so you would do the first attack, choose to rapid fire trigger first, and then after that you'll have the 2 pushes. Kind of like how Medusa used to be played.
Yeah, I'm with you. Right. So that was pretty big because now Star-Lord is in Africa.
And that's obviously got the points closer together as well.
Yeah. So it's 6 points for Pat to 5 on Jacob. But
Yep.
Jacob owned the researcher, so he's moved it forward. It is not within one of the evacuation stations, so he doesn't get that bonus just yet.
No.
So this is on Pat. Pat has priority. He needs to make something happen.
So the question is, does he go with Groot for like the stagger on the Hulk to slow Hulk down? Which obviously would just go into Steve, but being able to throw Steve away is quite a good thing. It's very hard, I think, at this, because if Rocket goes forward, he's only going to get one shot plus the deadly duo. It just matters if that one attack plus the you'd hit everyone. Killing Iron Man actually, I think, is quite a key thing here, because like you say, he's at 4 power now. If he gets to just shoot twice this turn, that's him at 8.
Yeah, Chewie's already in it. Chewie's here for it. He says he's 5 power away from getting the Hulkbuster suit back, which would be bonkers.
Does it happen at a certain time, or is it just during his turn?
That's a good question. I think it must be during his turn, right? Because it's a superpower.
The card does not want to load on my phone.
Oh, yeah. Do tell me, Liam, when you get that up.
There we
Because
go.
I don't want to move from this action right now. This is
That's
amazing.
Always have a backup is active. So, yeah, place a Hulkbuster within 1. It has no damage, power, special conditions, or effects. But it gains activate token, which is a shame. But yeah.
Nonetheless, you got 13 points of with damage mitigation on the table. That's nasty in the late game.
Yeah.
Right. So Rockets decided to move forward. Oddly.
Probably trying to create space between him and Hulk. It's also blocking the angle, I think, that you can...
Oh, he is going after... You're right. He's going after Iron Man. But why did he move forward, you think?
Like you just said, to keep the gap between him and Hulk.
Oh, fantastic hit. Rocket doing the job. Doing the work. He did 5 hits.
I think you might see a fallback here.
Yeah.
Or does he have part shot? This is how often this character actually gets played. So a new plan. So he has fallback on his card, which costs him 1.
Right.
He gets to, if he was damaged by an attack, he gets to make a medium advance.
Yep. He's on 6 out of 10 power for people at home. He needs 3 more. Oh my God. Chewie shows up and Thanos gets dazed and possibly Hulkbuster comes back. We need to check what is Chewie smoking. And can he supply us some of that?
Oh, so he did play fallback.
Yep, he's playing fallback. Well, why wouldn't you?
Unless he's doing both. Well, I suppose that's now out of line of sight.
Yep. He's behind the bank, Sizemore Bank there. He's on 1 hit point and 3 points away from getting Hulkbuster back. Unbelievable. But now he's moving back. Why is this? Maybe there's a mistake? I don't know.
I'm not sure. So he did spend for the deadly duo.
Oh, that's what's going on. Deadly Duo. Nice. Deadly Duo. Vodka Blitz is asking why he used fallback instead of his superpower. Don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a question to ask. Maybe he's just...
Yeah. Make a note of it. That's a good question. This is a super good question. Deadly Duos did 2 into Steve, and now the third one attack goes into Hulk.
Yeah.
Finger Guns is saying so no one remembers because they don't play Hulkbuster enough.
I honestly think that'll be the answer.
Chewie agrees. Hulk takes no damage. And so now the attack goes into Steve. This is Rocket's next actual attack.
So he's spending 4 for Hard Run Enforcer just to displace Hulk probably from it as well. Because he'll get if he gets the wild. He's also Death's Decree in it, so that's 11 dice.
Oof. Into, yeah.
I think Dead Steve, yeah. I think we might see a Dead Steve because it's only blocked 2.
Ooh! 6 plus 2 crits. Crits rolling into 1 more hit, so that... No, sorry, 2 more hits, so that's 8.
Yeah. 8 to 2. It's
Big
on.
swing. This game is bonkers, Liam. God damn it.
Crazy roll. That's crazy.
You're so calm. What am I going to do? This is
You
why
can
you.
have my. You
This
can have
is
the enthusiasm for it. I'm trying to think now how Jacob.
this is
'cause
why
losing
you're a top tier
Cleveland was
player.
quite big.
Number one, you
Yeah.
don't get excited about stuff. You just right onto the next task. Okay, well that happened. So now what do I do to fix this? And I'm like, this just happened. I can't believe it. Oh my god, this game is
What can we do
fantastic. What a
to-
semifinals. People are not happy with Rocket. A lot of goddamn it's going on in Rocket. If you're not a fan of Rocket, give us an F. F to Rocket. I've been there too. I'm always like, how much could he do? It'll be
He's one of
fine.
those two threats that just does damage. But again, this is the Death Decreed on your injured side.
Yeah, that's right. You get, what is it, 4 dice that you get on the backside?
4 extra, yeah.
Oof.
So it's an 11 dice energy attack.
We got 2 Fs for Rocket and one guy saying he loves Rocket. So
You didn't even need the winging it
no.
to add more insult to the injury.
And now he's within 2 of Groot, so he's got Bodyguard online.
Yep.
Woo, man.
And also Rocket being immune to
What?
immune to collisions is a big thing as well, because you can't then just throw Groot into him to
Right.
like they
Right.
did back in those days.
Right, that's Steve off the table. That means not only is Bodyguard off the table, but also the superpower is off the table. Not
Yeah,
superpower, the affiliation ability.
Yeah.
Big. Jacob is looking to see what a Hulkbuster Mini can do. Mini Buster.
Getting rid of Groot would be quite big, because obviously Hulk's still healthy, and the only model then that can contest him is Star-Lord. And if you get that researcher, you can just hold on to the points at that point to pull the game through.
People are pointing out that poor Steve didn't have the 3 power he needed to do recalibration matrix, which would have been massive. So, good God. This is some game.
And that's what the stun stopped as well.
Oh my God, you're right, Liam. Brilliant.
Sorry, my squeaky chair.
No, it's all right. Everyone's on the edge of their seat here anyway. 6-5 at the middle of turn 4. Amazing. So glad to have everybody in the chat here tonight witnessing this live, giving us their reactions. I think we should hold the next season finals in Doha. Don't you think? Qatar? Should we do the Qatari?
Who's gonna get the golden glove and then
Yeah.
emphasize it as their penis? That's what was it? You just see the guy in the background not amused at all by
It was perfect. People are asking how much the Qataris are paying me to say that. I'm not at liberty to say that. Gil, only the plebs can't drink in Qatar. If you notice, the people in the hospitality tents and the VIP tents, they were allowed a liquor. As it goes in life in general, the haves have and the have-nots do not. It's disgusting. But it is what it is. Right.
So,
what is this, Hulk now?
Yeah, Hulk. So it's Groot going into Hulk with a Death Decree.
Oh, it's Groot. Okay.
I don't know. It's not a spender.
The spender would be good, right? Because it would stun him, stagger him and then toss him too, right? Maybe he wants to do 1 attack and then do the spender. Oh, that attack was not good, though. 3 hits. 5 blanks.
You don't really want to give power to Hulk, I always find.
He's winging it. Winging it tokens turn into more blanks. Jesus. Hulk took 2 damage. Now let's see if the spender happens. I would have thought, yep, here comes the spender. This is big, Liam.
It's an 8 dice physical.
But it's all the bonuses that you get. That's really more important than the actual damage. Nice hit, though. 5 hits, including 1 crit. 1 save. No, nothing from the crit. 5
I
into
was gonna
1
say,
save.
Hulk here, you want to take 6 just so you get the 2 extra dice on your attack.
Joe Jumanji, I think Hulkbuster did move. Sorry, the little Hulk. The little Iron Man moved up. His second attack, I don't think, did anything. And here's the big part of the spender from Groot. I think he gets a stagger as well, right? There's the stagger plus the medium throw. Fantastic spender. Hard for Groot to do it because it costs so much power, but if you hit him enough times, he has enough power. Vaca Blitz confirming Iron Man did an attack, but it did no damage. And now Hulk is bonked into this truck. The truck goes away because he's bigger than that truck. Takes an extra damage.
1 damage, which puts him to 8.
8 is showing 7 now. I'm not sure if they've already added it or not.
Unless they've already added it, yeah.
Yeah, they might have already added it. So 7 out of 20. 7 out of 20. Chewie's like, no problem. Okay. That leaves Thanos and Star-Lord left. Pat taking a look at what Star-Lord can do. Chewie says Star-Lord scores points is what he does.
Yeah, poor wee Iron Man wasn't able to get the power this turn to auto first activation, become Hulkbuster again.
Steve's off the table, so he's 3 points away now. 3 power away. Chewie still has faith. Hulkbuster will come back. It is possible. Because there's no one really in a convenient place except for Rocket to wipe out Iron Man.
True. It just matters on what happens with your activations, because Deaton will have prio. It just matters on what happens here.
Star-Lord moving once, Star-Lord moving a second time. Interesting. What do you think's going on here, Liam?
He's just trying to obviously set up for next turn, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's access to an... no, it's not access to an escort yet this turn, but it would be an access to an escort or safety next turn in case Hulk just wants to double up into Thanos this turn.
Escort to safety. Fantastic call there, Liam. That's absolutely right. We've got fallback escort to safety still with Pat, and Jacob has got brace for impact and recal. Everyone's flipping out. They don't know what's going on here. Ghost Ear's in the house, another podcaster. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you. Good old Alfredo's Taco Truck. Great opening music. I love the music. The little trumpet starting it is always fun. Hulk's moved up.
He's Gamma leaped first. He's shake the stagger, so he's got 1 action left. I'm just not sure what he wants to do with it.
So he's moved and done the Gamma Leap, both?
Just the Gamma leap and the shake of the stagger. So
right, so he has 1 action left.
I think he's going to move and then throw, but I don't know if he's going to throw him into Groot or Star-Lord.
Maybe he's just going to post a letter, a Christmas letter, in that box there. What do you think? No? You think Hulk writes Christmas cards? I think he might.
You kind of just want to also not let him space jamming, move once and punching or attacking Iron Man. You want that.
Right. Jacob's figuring out what to do with his superpower. Remember, he has to pay full cost, but Hulk's loaded with power at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
People have a lot of questions about this. If you all remember your questions, please do post them at the end of the game, and we will ask the players. So keep that in mind. Liam's been making some notes. We'd love to have your questions as well. Yep, he's throwing Thanos probably into Star-Lord. Star-Lord managed to save 1 with a crit, and the crit rolls into nothing. So that is, what is Thanos, 3? Size 3?
Yeah. Size 3.
Yep. So he's taking 3 damage altogether. Thanos takes nothing because of his damage decreasing ability. Yeah.
Reduction ability, yeah.
He doesn't care. Pat going right into it Thanos looking to punch Hulk, I'd imagine.
So this is interesting. I don't know if Jacobs saw that. Obviously, you could just Space Gem Star-Lord onto this objective, which will then tie it.
Oh, yes. Yes. Because Thanos can't do it. He's injured.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to punch him first.
Show him how it's done.
All right, here we go. Not bad.
Ooh,
4
that's
hits from including a crit into 2 saves.
He's still got the reality, so it's fine.
Oh, reality. Beg your pardon. Thank you. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 hits into 2 saves. 4 go
And
through. He's going to wing. He's going to wing.
He's going to wing it as well.
Winging it. Oh, 2 more hits. Yikes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you're so much faster than me, Leon. 8 into 2 goes 6. Recalibration matrix out. Yes. Here we go, Liam.
It always makes you sad for when you're the player against Cal. Just.
Oh, not with that roll. 5 hits. 5 hits into 1 save. Oh, no. That's 4 damage going through. Hulk's on 11 out of 20. And throwing him into that mailbox. And the mailbox is not going to survive that collision.
I'm always worried when I do try unlock a piece of scenery, I don't unlock the table. I've done it like a couple of times where
Yes.
I was like, oh, no.
It is annoying. Right. So Pat's like, if that worked so well, I'm going to do it again. Yeah. Choose violence. Choose violence.
Here comes a cosmic blast this time. I spent 3 power, so it'll be 8 dice energy.
Which Hulk is not as good at.
Yeah, it's 3 on 8 then. You also brace the damage from that bin.
Oh, okay, right. So 4 hits again with a wild though. I don't. Oh, lot of. Oh gosh, thank you. 5 with the skull.
It's such a hard thing to remember. The reality gem. It's such a.
Yeah, when you're not playing it anyway. 3 saves.
He's going for the
Hulk puny, not banner, or Hulk not puny banner. Didn't help him.
Didn't help him, so he still takes 2 and gets pushed and slow.
13 out of 20 and pushed. Is it push or throw? Oh, this is push with the energy attack, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one. Wargaming Dad, right on it. Wild push. Damn right, Darren. And he's moving him outside of 3 of rocket for some reason.
I think he's trying to see if he can get in free because he could then booby trap him.
Yes. Pat's notorious for that. Nice, Liam. Good call.
You always gotta love a booby trap when it goes off.
Right. Is this Thanos' finish, or is he going to move Star-Lord? Yeah, he's not going to forget. This is why Pat's a... these are both top-level players. Obviously. But you see here, Pat would not have forgotten that. And go ahead and secure that goddamn researcher. That is another kick in the nuts. There's a lot of nut kicking in this game, Liam.
Yeah. It's a brawly game. It's always going to be... come a lot down to dice. And just like seeing things a couple of turns ahead, that's what you've got to try and plan for. Definitely in this sort of like, definitely with researcher being in the game, you've got to think where you're gonna choose it to be. Where's it gonna be for then the turn after if you don't get it? It's unfortunate again in its current state that it's getting played here that it causes such a game just to evolve around research. Yeah.
Right. So what's happened is that Jacob has not scored any points that round, and Pat scored 2 for sitting on the researcher. So nobody needs to deal with cosmic portals this time, but they need to move the researcher if indeed Pat wants to.
I wonder how tight that would have been for Pat if the space gem could have got him onto both. I suppose the worry would be if you're then pushed by the cosmic portal that you just get pushed into Hulk. It's interesting to see what Deaton does here for if he's going to go with Hulk or if he's going to go with Iron Man to get... Because Iron Man can go into Hulkbuster here.
Yep. That's what everybody's hoping for in the chat.
Chewie, it's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah. If this happens, I'm going to have Chewie stand next to all my games when I'm in Adepticon.
You also have to play Hulkbuster then.
I would do it. If Chewie's there, I would do it. I played it. It's he's tricky to use actually, because his power's a little bit like not intuitive.
He's tight. Yeah, he's tight for power. Obviously, under Stevie, he performs really well.
So that's 2 hits into, unfortunately, 2 saves. No damage from Iron Man, but he does move the little raccoon. But is this a push or a place? Because if it's a push, he can't go there, right?
No, it's a push, but I think he's just
What?
fallback.
Fallback's happening. Okay, that makes more sense. Clever for Pat. And now the push. So he's definitely safe from getting attacked again, but he is outside of bodyguard range.
Yeah.
That is Iron Man on 9 power out of 10. He needs 10.
Trying to the escort as well.
Escort to safety.
Yeah, because if he pulls him out of the range of the attack, he obviously loses the.
Oh my God, Pat is so good. God damn it, he saved the card. So what? How does this card work?
So you, when someone targets you in attack, you spend free power and on someone else, and then the models getting chosen to attack, they get pulled towards them.
So it's just like Ghost Spider, basically, but in a. Oh my God. Oh man, dudes, my dudes, we were 1 power away from the dream.
Either, which is unfortunate.
Pat wouldn't let.
If Steve was still alive as well, he would have been.
God, Liam, I think I need a 3rd dram after all this excitement.
I think that one, yeah, that's such a unfortunate.
Oh my God!
I can see it. Go next turn. The game is going till turn 6 anyway, just due to the low scoring.
Right. So Iron Man decided to hide behind the bank, so he's perfectly safe. He's on 1 hit point and 1 power away from being Big Iron Man again. Rocket's activated and is going to blast the shit out of Hulk with his energy hadron collider, whatever the fuck it is. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Liam, what is your favorite whiskey?
Favorite? I like again Glenfiddich.
Glenfiddich, yep.
Yeah, it's kind of normally the one I go to if I'm drinking out. More bourbons. I like more.
Do you
like,
really?
Like a Red Stag.
So that's 4 hits of Rocket into 2 saves. So Hulk, I think, is going to take 2 more. He'll be at.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the puny banner thing. No,
Oh,
that was the wing in it token. Beg your pardon. 5 hits into 2 saves. So 3 damage. Oh, now here comes the puny banner one. Yep. Puny banner did not help at all. No. So he's on 16 out of 20 hit points. Rocket has another attack coming in. He is within bodyguard range of Groot.
Yep.
Here comes. Second attack.
He's going to spend the 4 for the Hardron Enforcer. So be.
Of course he is.
Energy.
Of course he is, the little bastard.
That little raccoon, like I said, he just does so much for a
kid. 5 hits, including 1 crit. Crit rolls into another hit. 6 hits into 2 saves. 4 damage.
Puny banner.
Puny banner. Fucking Rocket. People are not pleased with Rocket. But it's so thematic. Rocket in the films when he... Oh, that's it. He stays Hulk. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's just like the films. Pissed off Rocket just going gonzo on everything around him. And he's taking down the Hulk. Good God. Everyone is unpleased with Rocket.
Pat just cleans up and scores as much points as he wants this turn to.
Oh, God.
Go chase down Iron Man. Can he stop him becoming Hulkbuster again? That's what he's looking to do.
So I got, Liam, I got turned on to a Monkey Shoulder as kind of like a very easy drink. Have you had Monkey Shoulder?
I have not, no.
Very easy to drink. reasonably priced, good starter whiskey from Scotch Whiskey. Didn't know you were a bourbon fan, though. I'm not a big fan of the bourbons.
It's a very sweet one. Drambuie as well. If you've had that. That's a nice one. Again, more of the sweet side than
Right. That's more like liqueur, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ghost Deer. Hey, Nate is a big fan of Monkey Shoulder. He brings it to parties. You're a good friend to invite to parties. I will invite you to my next one for sure. Bringing a bottle of whiskey to a party? That is classy. Right. So that's Thanos moving forward.
Moving forward, he's going to probably see if he can space gem onto the building and then be within 3 to put Iron Man out his misery. I think it's going to be tight, that corner.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Does not look good, but possibly. But he's going to get on there for sure.
He's overhanging quite a bit.
Yeah, I should turn that out just a little bit. Yeah, that'll be fine there.
There you go.
Right.
Glove.
Now, the big question.
Definitely, yeah, he'll be with them.
Oh, Pat is the killer of joy. He's relentless. He's a fucking juggernaut. He's gonna wipe out little Iron Man.
He just didn't want to see Christmas miracle happen. Is he Scrooge? Is that what it is? That,
he's the Scrooge of this.
Yeah. He's stolen Christmas.
Right, he's done 5 hits into 1 save. I think that's it for Iron Man. Oh no. Pat doesn't care. He does not. He's a goddamn robot. He's emotionless. That's it. We were so close to Iron Hulkbuster, my friends. We were so close. He broke little Timmy's dreams. It's the holidays. People are displeased. Oh my god. This is not very Christmassy. They're saying not only did he knock Timmy's dreams out, he broke his legs as well. Are they calling it? Is that why this isn't proceeding?
I think so, yeah.
Well,
I think
he's technically, this is the end of the game, right? They just have to turn around and he's got nobody. He's wiped the table.
Yeah,
it's over. Yeah. Right, Liam. So what we do now is I'll hang up on you, and then if you jump into their channel, we can do the interview. Cool. Okay, see you there.
See you there.
All right, folks, if you have questions, please do put them in the chat. Oh dear, what's happened to my... what's happened to my Discord? Come on, wake back up. There it is. It had a reboot somehow. Just getting back in there. Throw me your questions, everybody. We are going into the channel now to talk to the players. There they are.
I didn't want to get stuck at 16. Like
Hello.
I knew just with Guardians. I'm like, I don't want to get stuck at 16. It's not what I want to play. And then they both come up and just like, okay, let's,
Unfortunate. Yeah.
But it was a good game either way, certainly.
Yeah, it was fun.
Gentlemen, it's Dr. Norbert here along with Liam. Just wanted to warn you that we are streaming.
Yep.
This game was like a Christmas gift to us. My goodness. Thank you so much for letting us stream this amazing game. It was so much fun. If you have a chance, I recommend you watching the replay on Twitch so you can both read the chat that was happening here. The chat was on fire. People were not believing what was happening on both sides of this table. So I hope you enjoyed the game as much as we did.
Oh, absolutely. We were just saying it was one of those games where we had massive haymakers on both sides, right? Just swinging back and forth, and it made it really fun.
Yeah, it was just so close to getting Hulkbuster back. I told Pat, it's just like, you are a thief of joy in this moment, and so I want everyone to hear that.
Yeah,
no, Pat's great. I'm totally kidding.
He stole Christmas from all of us there.
I also wish that Thanos had been a millimeter further back so that Hulkbuster could have come out to play.
Really? Okay.
Just so he can kill him again. I'd probably.
Well, because it makes no difference, right? Like even before Thanos moved, Hulkbuster gets an activated token, so nothing changes. It's a fun thing. But no, it was great game and a lot of fun.
Yeah, Pat, you've earned a new nickname, I'm afraid. You've been called the Scrooge of MCP. because everybody was hoping for a Christmas gift of Hulkbuster coming back.
But Rocket and Groot were too Riley to escape just in time.
So fun.
I don't know where to start. This game had so many swings in both directions. It was fantastic. Jacob, let's start with you. Actually, no, let's start with Patrick, Let's start with Patrick because you won priority, but I'm going to guess that you picked your extracts. Can you talk to us why?
Yeah, so I was really umming and ahhing about this. But I wanted a slower scoring Crisis. And I think if I pick my secures, on average, things are a bit slower. But I think it's just that having those 5-point extracts is a bit of a pain for me. And especially Spider Infected with Thanos, and it's not great, right? It's actually really bad for Groot and Rocket as well. So if Spider Infected for the core team that I want to be playing, I'm pretty unhappy about. And also Legacy Virus. I think I can play Legacy Virus, but I'm definitely on the back foot. So I felt like those two extracts were worse for me than any of the secures.
Right.
So that was why I picked extracts.
Okay. And so I would imagine then this extract was probably your favorite one.
Oh, yeah. And then I was really lucky, right? Because I thought, okay, I'll just pick extracts and hope for the best. And I got the best, but also combined with Cosmic Vault. So the threat value was locked in at 16, which is my preferred threat value. So I could not have been happier with this combination.
Okay. Interesting, though, that, part of that Cosmic Vaults is that 2 of the points are kind of in the same line as the Researcher. So that is got to be favored to you. But we noticed that you put Star-Lord at the top. Why did you go after that point?
I just thought it would be helpful in case the scoring got close. And it did get pretty close, right? Around turn 2, turn 3, I was pretty happy for Star-Lord's position. I also thought that he would be able to contribute with the big guys in the middle. Mm-hmm. I was pretty confident that he'd be able to still do all of his damage while being safe.
Okay.
Now, in hindsight, it might be that Star-Lord would have been better at the back, but I don't hate his position with cover on that side. I think it's all right.
Right. Okay. So, Jacob, then you were left with this scenario pool. What were your thoughts when you saw the 2 scenarios, and how did you decide on your team?
My thought was, oh crap. Because I mean, I know 16 for Pat, like it lets him bring this team, which is just so good. And he's so good with it, right? Like this is the, I think a lot of the bread and butter. So at that point it becomes, can I remove Thanos quickly enough and efficiently enough to kind of put things in my favor? And so I knew he would be 4 wide. That was the one big benefit of the 16 is that I know what his team will be.
Yep.
So my thought process was I could have gone Sam, Malekith, and Hulk, but Hulkbuster got me here and I'm loyal. So, I mean, realistically, I didn't want to play Malekith. Just in general, I haven't played him as much lately anyway. But Hulkbuster's been a lot of fun. So I said, Steve and Hulk and Hulkbuster, they're fun. I think they can make a game out of it. They do. Hulkbuster's Spender is really good at kind of ancillary damage if I'm able to kind of get in there early, and I gave it a shot and it just didn't work out.
Right. One of the things that people in the chat were wondering about is why Hulk didn't move forward when you did the Avengers Assemble.
Because I'm dumb.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of said, we'll do Steve and Hulkbuster. Like I had a plan with them. I wanted Hulkbuster to be in range and I wanted Steve to be able to bodyguard. And Hulk was just like over in La La Land. And I think Pat even asked, just like, whatever. And it bit me in the ass.
Yeah, that's too bad. You have a thought?
To be fair, you had a plan with his power, right? Because you also advanced R&D to power from Steve to Hulk at that point. So you obviously had a plan for his very specific amount of power you were giving him.
No, he just more power for Hulk is good. Like I would love to say that I did. I in the moment when I R&D'd probably, but usually it's just Hulk. I need him to have the power to do things. At that point, I think I'd kind of realized after I had assembled and moved away from the Hulkbuster activation, I realized I messed up. And so I needed all the mobility I could get at that point.
Okay. Pat, on the other hand, we did see, I'm going to ask if this is deliberate or not, because first of all, everybody's fallible. Okay, so don't take this the wrong way. But you're extremely good about thinking ahead when it comes to positioning models. And so I did notice in this instance that you moved Groot up forward earlier in the game, but just outside of 2 of Rocket. Was that just a oversight, or was there a deliberate action there?
So there was a point where he was outside. Is it when I had Groot contesting the researcher?
Yes, it was like a turn 2 or so. And the problem is that...
Oh, yeah, it was Groot did his first activation in turn 2. Was that what happened?
I think so.
Because in turn 1, he moved forward onto the back point near Rocket. He hit Iron Man and rooted him. Mm-hmm. And then in turn 2, he wanted to get onto the point.
Right. But you left Rocket vulnerable, and that's when Jacob tried to capitalize on it.
It's because I was It's because I hadn't activated Groot yet, right? It's because I was activating Thanos, and I teleported Groot forward.
That's what it was, yeah.
And it's just hard to pre-measure all that stuff because I can't. When I'm using the range 2 template, I can't pre-measure the range to Rocket.
Okay.
And also, I honestly thought at that point, Rocket's far enough back. Like, I don't mind if Rocket gets attacked in this situation. Jacob has to really overextend to go into him. And frankly, I really want models on that injured side. Mm-hmm. So I'm very happy for Rocket to get injured and then for Groot to come back and be near him again. And Rocket got 2 big attacks, right, with +4 dice from Thanos on his injured side.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. Early in the game, in situations like this, I don't really mind having Rocket be targeted because he flips and I can protect him later. Although Groot ended up miles away, so maybe that wasn't so clever. But that's what I was thinking about at the time.
Yeah, Jacob, we thought it was masterful how you were able to maneuver a lot of the models out of the way so that you could, focus your fire, basically. Was that kind of like your game plan going in with your tall list?
Realistically, the big part of the game plan is just how quickly can I take Thanos away, get him off the board. It's a little harder with this Thanos because the portals are so important on Researcher, but this Thanos doesn't lose all of his utility because of the reality gem. So I think it kind of evolved into we can't beat them if they're all shooting us all the time. We just have to hopefully remove a model and then catch up. And came up short just a couple of positioning things and a couple of like normal bad rolls. Not my dice weren't bad at all. They were very good in a lot of cases. And just I didn't have good enough dice to overcome the positioning mistakes I made is really what I mean. And so, yeah, but no, Pat made it tough. And when he moved Star-Lord to here, behind Thanos, I was very sad because that's the one thing I didn't want to see. And so I knew it was coming.
Is that because Thanos wouldn't be able to be thrown away?
Yeah. I mean, the plan was to throw Thanos over to here. And, it just didn't happen. Credit to Pat, great player, and made all the right decisions, Yeah.
On the other hand, you're one of the few people I've seen to actually take out Thanos to his injured side. I mean, that is a good plan, and it seems like that executed well. Was that how you had wanted it to go?
Yeah, I mean, more injured models helps me to overcome the model disadvantage because Hulk and Hulkbuster, neither of them have injured sides. So if I can flip things, I can score the Researcher more easily. But, the Guardians eat Hulk for breakfast a lot of the time. They have such good attacks. Game, right? Yeah, and, and especially on Researcher, right? It can be so hard. They're very good. And it's a fun game and it's a challenge, and I just tried to avoid it for as long as I could. He didn't die till round 5, so I have to just take that and be happy about it.
Yeah, I was very worried in the mid game about Steve on his injured side surviving for a long time and stopping me from taking out Hulk. And I was very happy when I got that big hit on him relatively quickly because he certainly could have lasted longer, and that would have been really problematic for me.
Yeah, when I boosted, I had 3 power and I boosted down to 2. And I didn't have enough for the recal. I was like, oh, that's probably not great. Yeah. Because if you spike either of these, I'm in trouble, I think. So, But any game that comes down to a lot of these little things is good when you can kind of point to those mistakes, and it's not, good learning experience, things like that.
The dice. Sorry, Pat.
I was going to say, I really enjoyed, I think it was turn 3 when you came back into the game so hard with that first activation, taking out Rocket and Thanos. and equalizing the score. And at that point, I thought, oh, this could all go terribly wrong. And I was really desperately trying to fight back to stay in the game at that point.
That was my ray of hope. I let myself like, oh, this could happen. After such a rough round 1/2, I kind of.
I don't know, Jacob. I would watch a replay if I were you, because I think you were keeping up with Pat the entire game. Absolutely. I mean, sure, you're seeing the little mistakes and everything here, but this is huge. The things that you were able to do on a favored scenario for Pat with his favorite thing is outrageously good, actually.
Yeah, when I say it went bad, like even I was keeping up from the score. I think it's just the Hulkbuster activation top of 2 was sort of a dud.
Yeah,
and I just need it to be better than that, especially when We Are Groot is sitting there, things like that. Credit to Pat though, that route was brutal. Onto Hulkbuster. I spent so much power protecting myself from your guns.
Yeah,
those are the kind of things. Unless you play into it a lot, it kind of changes the entire economy of what you can do.
Yeah, Groot's route on all of the Avengers is fantastic. I really wanted opportunities to put it on others, but I had to make a hard choice between rooting Hulk or staggering him, and I think staggering was for the best.
Yeah,
I
I'd
was
agree.
really hoping to. Right. With his strike, I just needed him to generate a little bit more power, and then he could have done both, but can't have it all.
Yeah.
Pat, how did you feel when Thanos got flipped? Was that something unexpected?
Yeah, that was tough. Like I said, that was the first activation of the round, right? And I'd lost Rocket as well, I think. And yeah, because Thanos got taken out in a single attack by Hulk and then Rocket in the second. And I thought, oof, okay, I could definitely lose from this point. And my whole activation that round, like everything I did was pretty bad. But I was lucky enough, I think, to fight back. Rocket had a fantastic activation at the start of the next round with Deadly Duo and then killing Steve, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And that brought me back into it, right? Whereas if Steve had just shrugged that off, which he's very light to do, then I think, things could have gone really, really badly, really quickly.
Okay. Liam, I think you had a few questions about some key moments in the game.
Yeah, we had the one that came up that we talked about was Jacob, when Rocket did do his deadly duo and he shot into Iron Man to start with, you chose to fall back. Did you forget he had new plan rather? 'Cause obviously
Yeah, I definitely did. Well, yes, I forgot that I had that, and now I actually didn't know until you asked the question, and I definitely could have kept him alive to flip back potentially. So now I'm even more sad.
Yeah, that's that 1 power difference this late on that would have.
Well, Steve was dead, so it's the same, right? But he's further away.
Oh no, because your fallback would cost you 2, while new plan cost you 1 when Steve was alive.
Yeah, Steve
was he
still
alive?
at that point.
Oh, okay,
This
yeah.
This was in Rocket's activation that I think killed Steve.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So yeah, it's just Pat and I both were looking at the Iron Man side, like, what does this character do?
Yeah.
How many power is this? So yeah, just unfamiliarity with the character there.
Yeah, no, it's like you say. If the game's going well for you, he doesn't flip as well. That's kind of the play style of Hulkbuster. You don't want him to ever get to the flip stage, really.
Jacob, we have to ask: have you ever gotten Hulkbuster to come back on the table?
I have one time, but it was against my 9-year-old, and so how much does that count? I don't know.
Well, you nearly got against Pat.
Yeah.
If Steve was alive, I get it. Yeah. If Pat decides to be nice to me at the end of the game, I get it. There's just lots of ways.
No, how fundamental that stun that you got, Pat, was to the actual overall calculation of that fight in the middle.
Because when you stunned him,
because he only gained 1 power, which meant he didn't have the power to recal Rocket's attack. Which could have then kept him alive rather than because obviously when you spike that big the hard reinforcement into him, that he took 1 damage and only gained two damage, only gained 1 power, which put him behind. Which was
that worked out well. That was a tough decision for me because that was the turn where everything had gone wrong, and I just had this sad Star-Lord activation over on this point, and I was thinking, okay, I can have Star-Lord advance, maybe do a hit and run, and go and try and backstop himself and try and contest the researcher against Iron Man. but maybe Iron Man can find an angle. I didn't think he could, but maybe he can find an angle and push, or maybe he just shoots Star-Lord a bunch of times and kills him. And then my turn has gone from awful to catastrophic. And I thought, probably just accept this turn has been bad for me, but it's a low-scoring game, and I'm going to concede some points, but it's fine. And just try to do damage to Steve, because like I said, I think the key was once Steve falls, then I can deal with the rest.
Yeah.
And so I just poured a bunch of attacks into Steve, and his ones did no damage, but they got the stun, right, which then helped Rocket to finish him off.
It was also on your retaliation, like you say, when Thanos and Rocket gets flipped. Rocket loves technically being flipped when he's with Thanos, just because that Death's Decree going to 4 dice on his attack just obviously showed in that game there is such a good counter punch from, like you say, you also gained priority, which was really big, because it meant that you weren't just going to get punched again by Hulk next turn.
It's a really strong combination for sure. Really good.
Right. Any other questions, Liam?
Pat, you should play Lovable Misfits.
Lovable Misfits might have been okay in this game. There were certainly a lot of characters all around the middle of the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of my tactics cards worked out great. Recalibration Matrix was excellent. All of the rest were really good.
As well. The fallback to the escort was
awesome.
Really good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Jacob, listen, congratulations. You made it to semifinals of Season 9. Is this the first time you've made it?
Yeah, first time I made the cut.
Fantastic. Congratulations. How many seasons have you played in on TTS?
4 or 5, something like that.
Oh, okay. So you've been playing for quite some time.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you get to play live, or is TTS your main outlet?
TTS is definitely the main outlet for me. So, yeah.
Cool. I'm super stoked for you. I'm very, very glad to have seen this game. Where are we going to see you next? Are you going to go to any live events soon?
Potentially Adepticon. So I'm out for LVO, but I'm eyeing Adepticon and hoping that that'll work out.
Well, look, me and Pat are both going to Adepticon, and so we could do a rematch there.
Oh boy, yeah.
Grudge match first time.
I'm bringing Hulkbuster, and nobody can stop me.
Nice.
I really hope to see you there. It's not often I get to see somebody from Iowa, so it'd be wonderful to have you at Adepticon.
There aren't very many of us.
I have a good friend though. He lives. It's Jay from Discount Games Incorporated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's out there. He does play MCP occasionally, but he mainly runs his store.
Right.
I don't suppose you're near there. I forget where he is in Iowa. Don't remember. Anyhow, listen, thanks again to both players for letting us play. Thank you, Liam, for being a fantastic co-host. Your insights were really valuable today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and it was really fun having everybody in the chat as well. This game was outstanding, so I hope you all enjoyed it. I think you did, and that means Pat progresses to the finals. One more game ahead of him, and if you want to see the second semifinals game, it'll be happening this Friday at, I think, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time of America. So hope to see you there, and hopefully we'll see you at the finals, but if not, have a great Christmas regardless. Thanks, everybody, and talk to you soon.